Welcome everybody to the WCA playoffs. It's the round of 8 and onward for today. I want to thank, the people that are going to show up and join us while Shoutcraft is going on. There's actually a couple other events too. A lot to spread viewership around. There's this, Meisterkraft, Shoutcraft.
We gotta learn how to pronounce that for tomorrow.
Right? And WESG, I think, just finished up, maybe? Or maybe they never bothered attaching Team Liquid, I'm not sure which. I think Penguin's still tweeting about it, so whatever. But, yeah, thank you for joining us, or at least having us on the other screen. So Daisy. Alright, the first match today, obviously SortOf versus Lambo. It's a ZvZ, and it's a best of 3. In the top right, as the red Zerg, he is SortOf.
And his opponent, spawning opposite of him, is going to be the guy I like to upsell, perhaps too much, the blue Zerg Lambo.
Yep, and overnight, or actually, in the past couple of hours, we had 2 new subs. BCQT subbed, maybe to get the replays, or the VODs rather, as we didn't send out replays, but the VODs, and or maybe he just wanted to do us a favor and subbed. Yay! Or, Professor Chaos, like Prof Chaos 7 is the newest sub, and he subbed as we were getting live, so thank you very much. Yeah, so for once they started on time, which is great, and hopefully this will go by super, quick, get into the semifinals and have some really nice best of 5s. That'd be awesome, because of course today, not exactly going to be the best viewership, but hopefully there's at least really good games.
So my con to that would be between Intercontinental Copa Mexico or whatever, and this, I've become so used to adjusting for the 15-minute delay. I wasn't ready to go on time. I haven't even eaten. I got my food in front of me right now, and I feel really bad.
Yeah, I definitely didn't expect them to start at exactly 10 o'clock. Because that's actually what they tried to do, which is impressive, so. I don't know if the players have also been just like, poking and jabbing at them, or they've just gotten a lot more efficient, but.
I know for a fact the players have actually been rather upset with the delays, so maybe it was actually some player motivation.
Maybe. Not sure about the order of matches today. As you see, this is just a macro opener, as I don't think they're put anywhere accurately. Doesn't look like it. So, I mean, I can tell you who is in the semifinals, I suppose, and then we can guess at the order. That'd be fun. Maybe they're gonna go by the brackets. I actually cannot tell you, because SortOf Lambo is first in the bracket, and then Drogo BCQT, Harsum Showtime, and Nurchio Laser. So they put all the Zergs together. Wow, those clever bastards. So that they would knock each other out and guarantee a non-ZvZ finals. Good job. Good job, bracket.
Wait, did they change the brackets?
Did they? Why?
Because SortOf and Lambo's at the top, and Nurchio and Laser at the bottom in Wikipedia. So you could have a ZvZ finals.
Oh, sorry. The chances of a ZvZ finals are less. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Because that is the bracket I just talked about on Wikipedia. Thank you to Foreigner Arcade for the 10-month resub. But yeah, so there's not versus Zerg every single game. Although I guess...
Hype.
I mean, they could have put the PVZ... No, I don't know. Well, I guess there's a chance now that there's not a ZvZ semifinals as well as finals. If all the Zergs had won against their opponents.
If this is a ZvZ finals, I'm actually gonna be very upset. But the thing is, I'm looking at the talent here in the brackets, and it's actually quite possible.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, Nurchio usually is like that guy you're like, oh, he's definitely going to get to the finals, except he didn't look 100% in his groups. He actually almost lost to Damaga. It was a 2-1 at the decider match, so, maybe he's not, chewing, and SortOf from Lambo, I can see both losing to Joe. Oh my god, but Circe, there's a little bit of a scuffle going on here. Now, they aren't really committing heavily to this Ling-Baneling war. I mean, they both have 3rd bases, so the fact that Lambo just took a hit to the face hopefully won't mean too much for him, other than he's gonna maybe fall behind a little bit in drones, because he has to remake it to take this threat seriously on his 3rd base. The 3rd base really should not die. Focus are on the Banelings, but then the other ones pop. Hooga.
But they're going off on Queens. Surround of the Queen, though, does get it a kill. It's not too bad. Now there's more Lings for SortOf, so should be able to chase Lambo back. Defender's advantage kind of swept away from him. Roach is on deck. He's got to hold on to their out, otherwise he'll lose more and more than just Lings.
I was gonna say, it still should not snowball here. Defender's advantage is worth something even in Speedling Wars, and it does. So sort of, I mean, I think he realized, like, oh shit, like, I'm actually doing something here, and he tried to reinforce, but that wasn't originally his plan, so... Lambo thinks it's mostly over, then sees more Lings, so maybe he'll stop joining after these last two, because SortOf is now going, like, really heavily into Lings. Like, this is kind of all in right now. This is too many. He's fallen behind on drones, he's fallen behind on lair timing, of course, he's fallen behind technically on tech. Roaches aren't a necessity in ZvZ, I suppose, like, but if you're not going to get roaches, you got to get upgrades, so... It's still very base units versus advancing Zerg player. But there's a lot of Banelings and a lot of Lings, and Lings get surrounds on what limited roaches Lambo has. He's trying to reach for a Spire, and he was still droning, not expecting such an all-in here, and I think he died because of it. Yes, he did.
GG. SortOf takes a pretty quick 5-minute, 23-second game number 1. It's like, doctor, time of death.
Oh, what happened to... Oh, well, I know what happened to mine. I never put it back up on the thing.
Huh?
Our game relays. Our webcams. And you were playing with the face rig, so... Boop. There we go. Now it's better. I'm
not gonna lie. I'm really proud of the Caddington bit. I rewatched it several times, and I was like, you know what, Ripkin? You did good. That was pretty funny. But you, because I didn't get to see you when we were doing it, your fucking reaction was so good.
Thanks.
Because as I'm watching it, and I make the really dumb fish comment, I can see in your mind where it starts clicking, you're like, what a stupid joke, and then you finally laugh.
I don't even remember the fish comment.
Felt validating is what it was. Also, now I have video proof that one of my jokes worked at some point in history. In 3 years.
It's not that much of a strikeout.
We'll get the next lobby up here, hopefully quickly. Meanwhile, I'm just going to munch on some corn and peas. Excuse me.
Okay, well. Yeah, the next match is getting set up. The map order is... Oh, no, I know they did it. Galactic, King Sejong, and New Gettysburg. Next up being King Sejong. Yeah, we're gonna do all the round of 8, all the round of 4, and the finals. And there is a third, fourth place match, which... There's a lot of reasons not to do that, and only one reason... Well... There's reasons not to do it, and there's reasons to do it, I suppose. So, one of the reasons to do it, I guess, is that you don't have to split the money, and third place looks a little more tempting. So instead of like 200, 200, it's 400, you know, 0, basically, which is what it is for here. No one... If you get fourth place, you don't get any money. Another reason is that if you split the days apart, you can kind of get like that little bit of viewership trickle in before you go to the grand finals, and it's all hyped and whatnot, right? That's what we did for Ting. It being, like, a single-day event, though, and conflicting with so many other things, it's not going to be super hype, but it is still going to be very important for the players. As I said, the fourth place person does get nothing, nada, so they would definitely want to win that third place match.
Actually, I didn't even realize, like, with such a big prize pool, how ridiculously weighted that is. Like,
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong, for the players, it's obviously great who finished top 3, right? 7,500 first place, 4,500 second place, 3,000 third place. But without greatly impacting any of those prize pool amounts, you could have easily paid out, I feel, to the 8th place even.
Yeah. I guess do the intros and a comment on that. In the bottom right, as the blue Zerg, he is Lambo. Down 1.
And his opponent in the top left is going to be the red Zerg, SortOf. And just like the color red, perhaps I'm too much of a commie. I just want to spread that wealth as much as I can.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. You know, I think...
Oh,
well, first of all, like... There's been a long-standing, like, organizer, I guess, appeal to having bigger prize pools at the top end, so then they can't... they can say $100,000 prize, and they can also say $100,000 like first place prize, right? So it sounds a little more impressive, but then, you know, for players, obviously that's usually not very ideal. Maybe it was like a one-off thing for like $1,000, okay, whatever. But they usually like want to get money. But their reasoning might be because this wasn't been the longest tournament. I mean, if we had done that for the Ting season too, like we would have made them go through a qualifier, not double elimination this time, 2 group stages, and the round of 8 bracket with a 3rd, 4th place match. And that's like a very, you know, we thought it was warranted, and we actually paid out to, did we pay out to the 8th or 16th this season? I don't remember.
I believe it was just 8.
Okay. But anyways, and for this one, I guess it was only a 4-day event? 3-day events. Thursday, Friday. No, well, there was the qualifier. So a 4-day event for some people, a 3-day event for others, because some people were invited. And I guess that's kind of their reasoning. It's not exactly easy money, right? But at least it's not a huge month-long ordeal. And then they might also have some other, you know, reasons that I have no idea about. This is all just guesswork. As there's not much else to talk about because we had another macro opener. But now we have Lings made, so yay! SortOf is making more Lings initially, but then Lambo's right behind him, just I guess the larva timing. Oh, they need to 3rd base. No, SortOf's getting 3rd base too, never mind. So yeah, pretty, almost identical builds. There goes the 3rd base. Lambo's gonna be able to see this, SortOf's gonna be able to see Lambo's. Everything's a-okay. My cat's playing with something. Hello. Yeah. Oh, I'll never know.
You'll never know. Maybe it was a piece of lint. Maybe it was a live animal. If only you cared more.
No, I mean, it was plastic. Definitely sounded like... Oh, there he is.
That sounded pretty loud, actually. Like something fell.
Yeah, he likes to push down my figurines that are on the little trophy thing I have. Trophy stand. To get my attention, and he runs away with them. So now he's got a Hydralisk.
Do you know who Simone Yurtz is?
No.
She invents really terrible robots on purpose.
Oh, the girls on Reddit all the time.
Yeah. Yesterday she had this one. It's like, I meant to invent a peanut butter spreading robot. Instead I accidentally invented a cat. And it just knocks all the shit like off the table.
Yep. Yeah, I saw that thread.
Cats in a nutshell.
He does definitely need to get attention. Alright, so SortOf made a lot of Lings while I was trying to look for my cat, which is just underneath the desk. And he brought in the back rocks. This is a very clever way to get an all-in working, and it has absolutely worked. Lambo droned way too hard, had no idea this was on the way until this... No, I think these Lings even scouted. This Overlord scouted, I think. And that's probably going to be game. Even if it gets the roaches out, there's going to be more Ling reinforcements, and the roaches will be surrounded. It happens once in a blue moon. Most Cirque players are putting an Overlord back here to check it for exactly that, but then sometimes, you know, they forget or they get complacent.
I would say, actually, within the last 4 days, we've seen this twice, opposed to the last 2 months where we've seen it almost never. So it's kind of like, I shouldn't say never, that's not, I think we saw it once before. But the point is, it is becoming more of a thing. So I imagine we'll start seeing more Overlord placement and whatnot in the future. But unfortunately, Lambo has been gutted raw. The drones got pulled on top of this. GG gets called. And there is no double elimination for this tournament.
Nope, that was it. Lambo is out. So that was pretty quick.
Yeah. I guess that'll lead us into our first break. I know it's quick and short, guys, but we'll see what's coming up next. I'm going to take this time to eat that food, so I'm going to mute myself and be back soon.